Hello.
It didn't feel complete without Haley. The little pink phone staring at me. All right, so we're gonna go over this real quick. And Kaylee, do I need to send this to Haley?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure we send this real quick.
No, he can't.
His parents are out of town. He's taking his sister.
Yeah, Zachary reached out to me earlier in the week and told me that. He was super apologetic. I was like, dude, you didn't know you were gonna have this job.
I'll yell at him when you get there.
I'll make him clean something.
Yeah.
Nah.
Hope you're ready to clean, Zachary. All right. So, identifying your top 5 we went over. But we're also going to go into all of the little details about it. So, your top team, when he was going over this, your top team, you have one for business, you have a top team for family, and you also have one with friends as well. So essentially your top team is the top 5 people that you hang around in each category. So family, you got 5 people. Business, you have 5 people that you interact with. So if you're with Sean over at Woodlake, then he's going to interact with essentially 3 to 5 people, or he interacts with me and the 3 others there, vice versa. Those are your top 5. So hopefully you don't want to remove anybody that's on your top 5 in that aspect. But other than that, let's talk about really the top team in your family, because that's one of the big ones, because everybody says, oh, your blood, you got to stick together and all that crap. It's, yeah, no one said that's true. So your top team, this is very interesting. We're going to go over it pertaining to your family, and then we're going to go over it pertaining to health. It was actually really interesting, because normally for the past 2 years that we've been Diamond with Success Team and Dwayne, every one of our calls has been business related, this related, we need help with this, what do we do if this happens, this parent, it's all been, this is the only time where none of it was about business. But also it was all about business, which is weird. When the whole time we were talking, it was nothing but health related. And it was interesting, after the call I messaged him, I was like, we talked about health the entire time. He was like, so what's your successes? And we're like, bam, 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 bam. He said, what's your losses? And we're like we just sat there and we're like, we feel guilty because we don't know. He's like, what questions do you have? And we're like, Dwayne, we don't have questions. And he's like, well, then that's kind of a good sign. So then we started talking about health and everything. And then he said, are you taking your vitamins? And half of us were like, yes. And the other half was like, well. And then he's like, oh, okay, let's start going into that. The funny thing, he said, everybody thinks millionaires and billionaires, when they get together, it's business strategies, blah, 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 blah. He said, honestly, nobody talks about any of that. He said, they talk about their team and they talk about their health and trying to figure out ways to live forever. He said, that's legitimately it. He said, there's so many billionaires that are invested into living forever, it's unreal. He said, people like Elon Musk and any Zuckerberg, anybody that's at like the top of that spectrum, they're legitimately investing loads of money to try to figure out how to live forever. And a lot of that's using AI. They're trying to recreate their brains on AI, and it's insane. Essentially what their goal is, they're gonna wanna take your brain and put it in a robot so that you can essentially, your brain lives forever.
Sign me up.
And it will think like, Sean's already doing it. Sean's already got a clone. It's a little AI.
Yeah, ChatGPT can help you write code.
Okay, here, pause just a second. Haley, do you know what AI is?
I've explained it to her.
See, if not, we're gonna help your college life a lot.
I was gonna say it can write your papers for you in 30
Which Colton's not
seconds.
taking advantage of.
Oh. Needs to
Colton,
write my
let's
speech
raise.
English.
I hope
It can.
I hope
All you
Riley-
have to do is ask it to.
I helped Riley write this week's newsletter.
You know what? I'll do an experiment at the end, Haley. I want you to give me a writing prompt and everything that you're doing, and I'm gonna write a 300-page essay like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is perfect. You
And
definitely know it
like-
wouldn't come from me because the
what is it called?
the grammatical
I'm trying to remember.
corrections.
Where you have to
Colton said he used it on the thing today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Colton said
You did?
Caroline said she did.
Caroline used it too.
I won't tell your parents.
I thought it was you. I thought it was
Caroline says you.
Caroline was using
Such a
it this morning.
disappointment.
Colton, shape up down there.
I'll tell you one thing, if I had ChatGPT when I was in high school, I would be accepted into all the Ivy League schools.
Oh,
They'd be like, man, your son, he just knows everything.
He's a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius, yeah, thing. And then they talk to me and I'm like, all right, so let's go into this really quick. This is gonna represent everything family, health related, and all of it. So in your family, you probably, if you think right now and make notes, if you think right now, is there anybody that's in my family, every time I try to do X, Y, and Z, it feels like tug of war. If I'm like, hey, mom, or hey, grandpa, I'm doing X, Y, Z, or I'm not doing this anymore, I'm going to start doing this. And they're like, A big one is when it comes to college, when it comes to a relationship, any of that. Hey, I'm dating such and such. Well, do you know anything about him? Yes, no, maybe so. So, if there's people in your life that when you try to share your happiness or your thoughts, they're like, I wouldn't do that. And there's no context to back it up, you need to start thinking about those people. Now, there's a difference between, okay, Sean says, I want to open up XYZ business. Sean, I wouldn't. Why? It'd be different to say, okay, what's your business? And you start helping the person. It's okay if you ask questions to guide and come up with an accurate conclusion, but it's not good when you're just like, I wouldn't do that. Why wouldn't you do that? I just don't think you should. If you have people in your life, kind of write their names down and just start thinking about it, right? So when you win in any of this, I want you guys to think, if you accomplish all of your goals in your life and you win, who else in your family or in your team is going to win? If you win and if I accomplish all my goals, who is going to benefit from you winning? Do we know who's going to win?
You.
Not only you, but who else is going to win? If I win
Spouse,
and I
kids.
accomplish everything, who else wins with me?
Your wife, your kids,
Your top 5, your friends, anybody that you want to win is going to win with you. Okay? So let's put this into perspective. People are like, oh, my goals, or you get scared of your goals or whatever. If your goals come true and you put in the work for it, everyone that climbs with you is also going to win. Okay? But there's also the flip of that. And if you've ever made an inspirational post on Facebook or at Thanksgiving, you decide that you want to try to get inspirational with some of your family members. If you win, there's also people that lose. Now, this is interesting. Who loses?
Those that are not on your team.
Those that doubt you, those that are not on the team, those who have always tried to prove you wrong in your family. Like, that's true. Like, and a lot of them are not doing it to be mean. They're doing it because they love you and they don't want to see you fail. But also they kind of lose in their heart because now they're wrong. And man, people don't like to be wrong. People hate the people. There's times where you will know that somebody is wrong and you can see the glimmer in their face that they also have. You can see them be like, oh, maybe I was wrong. And they still won't admit it. There's so many people that will not say that they're wrong. They will just sit there and argue until they're blue in the face. But you do see the twinkle in their eye like, oh yeah, you're actually right. But I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to keep fighting you even though I know that I'm wrong now. So when there's winners, there's also people in your life that are going to lose. And that's fine. Like that's fine. If they because at one point, guess what? They have a choice to either win or they can lose. They win by climbing up and supporting you and going all through all this. And on Facebook, it's funny. Dwayne says, whenever you start leveling up in your life, whether it's health, relationships, finances, have you ever noticed that somebody just starts getting weird?
Mm-hmm.
He said, you got a weird cousin that just like, they just stops liking your photos. I'm being dead serious. I have a cousin that we used to talk and we used to hang out almost every single day. I don't know what he's doing now. He don't like any of my pictures.
He's weird.
And it was weird. We would hang out every single day, almost every day. We would do all kinds of stuff together.
Paintball,
And then
Call of Duty.
yeah, Sean knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And now he's weird. He won't invite me into, like, if I'm playing Xbox or something at night. Very rarely now. But if I'm playing,
Unless
like,
I ask.
unless Sean asks, we legitimately, if I invite him to join a chat, he will not accept it, and vice versa. Of course, I don't invite him anymore, so it's probably why he ain't joining. But people will start getting weird the more you level up. Grandma stops liking you. Grandma stops inviting you to family functions. That hasn't happened yet. I'm sure it's coming. But that's essentially what happens. You also will have random people that you don't even know how you're friends with on Facebook start commenting and be like, hey, quit being so inspirational. It's not true. Sean legitimately had that.
Yeah.
Sean had somebody jump on his post and say, Sean, it's nice that you're on this inspirational mission,
But,
but that doesn't apply to everyone.
your positivity is too toxic.
Yeah, she literally said, Sean, you being so positive is toxic.
I think I even chimed in.
And I jumped in. I jumped in
Oh, yeah.
and put a big old paragraph because I'm like, man.
Now, you put a did you put up like a badge
his
saying like
triggering
Facebook
word.
police or something like
Yeah,
that?
I put a badge. I just randomly put a picture of a badge and said Facebook Patrol. But yeah, anyway, that was a little bit ago.
Yeah.
But here's how you handle that: block,
Yeah.
remove.
Yeah.
Like that's it. If I see a post that I look and I'm like, I don't like that, I'll straight up unfriend you. So if you ever go to message me and it says add friend, think about what you did. No, I won't unfriend anybody in here. But here's another thing to think about. When you win, you're going to have winners and you're going to have losers that either level up or drop off. Now, here's the funny part that we don't think about. If you lose, who wins?
The haters.
Everybody that just lost is now becoming a winner. Now let's talk about the health industry because this is a big part of our call we did with Dwayne. We were going over health and all this stuff, and he really opened our eyes on a lot of things. It was interesting. So when I first met him and he had to do a school visit with us, we said, hey, we would love you to come out to dinner with us, XYZ. He said, yeah, I got a ton of allergies though. We said, that's fine. And I was like, okay, what are you allergic to? And this man is almost like Shelby. It was like dairy. It was dairy, gluten,
Oxygen.
sugar. What was it? Dairy, gluten, sugar, and
What was the other thing?
Obviously.
he said I can't have anything with alcohol in it. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, so where do you eat? And he's like, there's a Ruth's Chris near you guys. He said, that's fine. I said, okay, fine. Cool, Ruth's Chris. What I actually found out is he's not allergic to anything. But it immediately stopped me in my tracks. If Sean comes up like, hey, you want to go to eat? Yeah, that's fine. I got a lot of allergies. What are you allergic to? And he lists it off. Oh, okay. Sean can't have any of those things. That's my identity with Sean. Sean can have all those things. But it's the language that he used stops people in their track. Go to Grandma, and Grandma made brownies. Well, you're trying to cut out sugar. You know damn well Grandma don't make gluten-free brownies. So you say, hey, I actually have an intolerance to gluten. I have to be gluten-free. Oh, okay. Instead of, nah, I'm trying to cut sugar. Oh, a little sugar won't hurt you, baby. Yeah, but you say, I'm allergic to gluten. Oh, what happens? Oh, I have autoimmune issues. Like I get rashes and stuff. Oh, okay. That's it. So it's interesting, the language that he used completely stopped. Also, if you go to a restaurant, hey, I'm allergic to this, and this, what can I have? Boom and boom. You can start having people jump onto your health goals without having to do anything. And the reason he's allergic to all of this stuff is, let's talk about dairy. He brought up dairy and he said, and Sean brought this up a long time ago, being lactose intolerant is actually normal. You're supposed to be lactose intolerant. You're not supposed to be able to consume cow's milk. That's why if you drink a glass of milk, you don't feel great. I just was like, oh, that's just what happens when you drink milk. No, it's your stomach being like, you just drank milk from another animal. That's not normal. And he said, also name the person that ran up to a cow's udder and started sucking on it. He said, nobody, unless you're cracked out of your mind.
It's a whole different conversation.
He said the dairy industry, and look this stuff up, it's crazy. I went down a rabbit hole. Look up how the dairy industry started and how all this stuff on the news and on the TV was drink milk to get strong bones and stuff. That's just to get you to push the dairy industry. And now you have so many people in your life that's like, you probably remember Grandma, drink your milk so you can be big and strong. That's all stuff that was passed on. It is actually horrible for you. If you look it up, it causes so many inflammatory issues and all this. So he's going over all this stuff about how the different industries are trying to get you to push and do different things. That's why there's always these fad diets that are coming out and do this. Oh no, do this. That's why if you notice, it's like, oh, be this way. And then the next month, it's the exact opposite. Only carbs, be vegan. Okay, great. Then the next month is, no, you only eat meat. Don't eat that crap, you'll die.
Eggs are bad for you. Eggs are good
Next
for
week,
you.
eggs will kill you. This is the number one carcinogen. Next week, eat 7 eggs a day to live longer. It's
The
like,
price of eggs will kill you.
yeah. Now the price of eggs, yeah, you gotta like take out a second mortgage to buy you a few cackleberries, but that's just about how that works. So we were going over this, and he just messaged me and said, let's talk about your health goals. He said, do you realize there's an entire industry based on trying to make you live longer and try to make you as healthy as possible? Then there's a gray area where they sell you the healthy stuff, but it also will kill you in another way and you think you're doing good. He said there's also another area that don't care if they kill you early or not. They're just trying to rake in the cash. So he said, let's talk about dairy. Because I used to be a dairyaholic. Look up what cow's milk is and watch that whole process. You will not want dairy again. It is jacked up and disgusting. So, when you, it's really gross. Look, it looks like somebody popped a gigantic pimple into a bucket and then they filter it. It's actually nasty. When you win,
Here comes my Chipotle.
who loses? If you make health your number one priority and you start eating clean and you start following all these guidelines and you're actually not listening to the BS and you're eating clean food, who loses?
Processed food companies.
People selling Doritos and sugar and all that stuff. They will lose.
Doritos.
If you buy into all that stuff, guess who wins? You die early, so they get money. That's it. So if you want to die and then give them a couple grand, that's fine. That's legitimately what we're doing. So when he flipped that whole thing around, I was like, damn, that's actually pretty interesting. So it's the same thing with gluten and all that.
Well, hang on, Dougie. You left one out.
Which one?
So this is actually a very old saying. Like, if you win, I lose, or I win, you lose.
Uh-huh.
Or you lose, I lose. And so the old saying was, there's only one solution, win-win. So you win, I win, so on and so forth. But there is a lose-lose where we both lose.
And you know what? I'm going to message that to Dwayne too, because that wasn't part of it, but I totally 100% agree with that. That also can happen. You lose, and then they lose because they actually don't see you grow. They can also be that way. Maybe grandma's been holding you back the entire life, and then guess what? You lose, and then she's like, you know what? I see the potential, and
I know
what
I caused
if
that.
What if that used to happen? Or what if he actually did that? People also start playing the blame game on themselves later on in life as well. But going back to this, you want to basically enroll yourself in culture with people that also want to win and win with you. You don't want to be in that lose-lose culture. Like they always say, if you have 4 friends that are drug addicts, there's a great chance you're going to end up being number 5 no matter how you're, basically no matter how. You go and spend a night at Gray Moon's house. So you know what's funny? We have a family member that we talk about. If you ever hear us mention Gray Moon, just talk to Bobby.
I don't talk to her.
My God.
It sent me a friend
If you-
request on Facebook.
If you, so,
Yeah.
accept her for motivational quotes.
Huh?
I never thought, if you've ever seen the movie House of a Thousand Corpses, I didn't think that was real. That's real. That family lives in Powhatan. So,
Hey, she moved out last night.
She did?
They're homeless. and-
They, Bobby.
That's
Hey,
good.
hey, I'm sorry, Dad.
Yeah. And she's married to a new man named Lucifer, so you can see how that's going.
They're gonna have a kid named Beelzebub.
Now, let's talk about this as well. I asked Dwayne, I said, so what do you eat, and what are some easy guidelines for you to follow? Well, number 1, read ingredients. Read the labels. Don't read the front, because if you read the front, they will lie to you. Sugar-free. And you look on the back.
In this thing.
26 grams of sugar.
Bobby was like, look at the Propel, and I was like, yep, it's got sucralose in it. And he's like, I thought it was being healthy.
It's
A for effort, Bob.
Calories, zero sugar.
Yeah, that'll.
Yeah, and another thing too, if you see 0 calories and 0 sugar, look at the ingredients, because there's something else in there that's making it. If you're like, man, this is good. This is so good. Look on the back, and it's got a list of stuff that you cannot pronounce. He said the best thing to do is eat food that was produced by God. He said eat more God food and less people food. That's it. That's how you live longer. He said it's simple. He said bananas ain't killing nobody. He said you don't see people dropping dead from bananas or eating spinach.
Maybe the spider that ships.
If
in
you
with them.
put somebody that only eats, if you put somebody that only eats bananas, vegetables, meat, protein that's real, and then you put somebody that sits on the couch and eats Doritos and bologna sandwiches and all this stuff, you're gonna have somebody dying, and you're gonna have somebody that's actually thriving. And they brought up something good. I don't know if they said this on Saturday at the event, but there's this whole culture now. Thanks, Lizzo. That's saying big and beautiful and all that stuff. That is the biggest bunch of horseshit ever. And people are like, oh, love my body. No, you're morbidly obese. And that sounds terrible, but it's really not. Nobody is gigantic that eats healthy. It don't happen. And she brought this up very good, because if you go and tell a big girl that, you're gonna be canceled on the Twitter. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be canceled. You're gonna be canceled quick. But the way Lauren brought it up on the stage in front of somebody that was overweight, I was like, that was actually really good.
It was so
She
clever.
said, if you eat the food that your body is designed to eat, aka you eat God food, you eat real food that was put on this earth to enjoy, your body will function and look the way it's supposed to look. Period.
That was so smooth. That was.
And I was like, that's good. Because people are like, big and beautiful. No, big and fat. Like, you're showing people it's okay to die early. And then all the people do it like Victoria's Secret and all that. They're like, marketing. They don't care about you. They care about selling gigantic lingerie, which should not exist.
We're all like a
That should be.
sail.
I'm
we're all
sorry.
Like a sail of ship.
If it's it should be available in small, medium, large, and extra large.
Panties that
Maybe.
you can use as a hammock.
If you got a 4X lingerie, you
yourself-
should not be putting it on.
you got
If they got a
yourself a-
peppermint patty outfit, you should not be wearing it.
You got yourself a fishing net.
You know, if you want to see what that looks like, look up Lizzo twerking on YouTube.
No, no, thank you.
Yeah, big and beautiful.
But you know it's bad when there's a fitness brand model who's obese too.
And that's another, like, seriously,
Oh, God.
there is obese fitness inspirations. They are massive. And they're like, it's okay to look like me. You just eat donuts and curl at the same time. You do a 5-pound curl and then a 5-pound donut, and you just go back and forth.
Hey, Dougie, they're only 3-minute programs.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes programs.
You don't want to give him a heart attack.
It's insane. Look up, but people buy into it. She looks like me. Let's exercise like that. I want to exercise with the person that looks like a freaking Spartan, not Lizzo.
So does this mean you're gonna stop taking donuts to Obie Gates or what?
No, because that's influence. I ain't bringing them home firecrackers.
Bring us some kale chips.
Yeah, let me tell you what's gonna happen. Because they're not bought into this culture. I got you some almond flour cookies. They're gonna be like, get out.
Yeah, we have some seafood snacks.
I don't know anybody, like Dwayne and Lauren would cheer. But if you walk in, you're like, here's some Krispy Kremes, they're gonna be like, woo! But if you come in and say, I got some kale chips, and I got some organic queso dressing, and you just start like, you start hitting them with all this, they're gonna be like, yeah, get out. Here's a veggie tray. You know what a lot of people say? Or do you think we're fat? How many times does that happen? You bring a healthy dish. Oh, we cooked chicken and sweet potatoes tonight. Last night I actually cooked grilled chicken with baked sweet potatoes.
It was delicious, actually.
No,
Thank
that's
you.
good.
It's my Ninja XL fryer. But yeah, there's so many people. Oh, what do you think? I'm fat? They'll come in and be like, "Why'd you cook healthy?" And they start getting defensive. Oh, because I'm just trying to.
Because I like to.
Yeah, you don't want people like that in your life. So anyway, just think about people that are in your top 5. Think about people that you are influenced by, and you want to be influenced with people that want to see you win as they win, and vice versa. If you win, they win. You don't want to be on that, like Lewis said, lose-lose train. If you both lose, that really double sucks. Now let's go into go for no. So make sure you eliminate those people. Now, going for no. Has anybody read Go for No? I know you have, I have. I'm actually reading it for a second time in a row. Read Go for No. It is legitimately a 1 hour and 30-minute book.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is the shortest book with the biggest meaning I've ever read. It's definitely my favorite book now. So, what we think no feels like. essentially, you want to desensitize yourself from the word no. And Riley, since you are an admin, I guarantee the first 2 to 3 calls that you did with us, you were probably like, your heart was racing and you were probably freaking out. Yeah. Why were you freaking out?
Because my very first call, because I didn't know how to do it.
And what happens if they said no? How would you have felt?
Like I did something wrong.
Exactly. And that is the problem with the elementary school system. A, B, C, D, E, and F. Maybe not E. I probably got a couple E's. The problem with that is it starts getting you to, oh, I got an F. That means I'm not good. Or I got an A. That means I'm better. If you look, it's a legitimate statistic. The kids that did all A's and did amazing in school turn out to be just like everyone else in average. The people that were struggling with C's and F's all through school, guess what? They're the ones that are employing the all A honor roll people. That is a legitimate statistic. And the reason is the people that are sitting there getting C's and F's is because they're like, I don't want to be doing this. This sucks. I talked to Colton last Friday, and he was like, my brain just keeps going to another browser, and I want to start looking at stocks and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's because your brain's like, Colton, you hate this. Stop doing it. Do something you like. That's literally what your brain's doing. If you're sitting there studying, and Haley will probably tell you this, if you're studying, your brain is legitimately looking at every cue in the room, trying to find another way to stop you from doing that because your brain knows you hate it and is trying to make you do something fun. You know what? I'm going to go get a snack. Let me just open my phone for a second. I need to use the bathroom. That's why you see people in events, like they just start getting up and going to the bathroom when an uncomfortable topic comes up.
Oh, sorry.
You should see it. There he is. No, you're sitting there. Notice all of the big, overweight people when Dwayne is at the stage and he starts mentioning health. Watch them.
They're all shit.
They're like, we'll get a churro. That's what they do. They all start disappearing. Or the people that are having relationship issues and they start bringing it up. They're like, hey, honey, I'm going to go run to the bathroom. And that's what happens. Because people, your brain's like, nope, don't like this. Get the hell out. Go find your churro for cinnamon pecans. So, what actually happens when you hear the word no? What legitimately happens to you, Riley? If someone's on the phone and they tell you no, what happens to you physically? Do you get injured? Do you get punched?
No.
Do you lose minutes on your life?
No.
Do you lose money? Do you lose a pet?
No.
No. They said when you hear the word no,
Explosive
nothing happens
diarrhea.
except what you make in your brain. You need to desensitize yourself from the word no. No literally will not harm you. Like in the book, it says sticks and stones may break your bones, but no will never harm you. Literally, it won't hurt you. Instead, use no as ammunition. And I never thought about this. If I'm sitting there and I'm like trying to sell Lewis on something, he says, nah, I'm not interested. That's fine. Use that. If most people are like, oh, okay, sorry. No, use that as more ammo. Every EMA person that has just come through these doors and we're on fire, this is what happens. They say they're interested in martial arts. And I used to say, great, I schedule them for their first class. They take their class. That's it. Now, they schedule their first class. Where does little Johnny go to summer camp? Oh, he doesn't go to summer camp. Fantastic, let's get him enrolled. I'm gonna give you guys a tour when you come in. It includes martial arts, dance, tumbling, cheer. Let's go ahead and do it. Almost every one of them said yes. What happens if they tell me no? Oh, yeah, no problem. We'll just do the karate class.
What school do they go to?
Yeah, and that's another thing too. After the summer camp. And I also see that he goes to Alberta Smith. Yeah, great, let's give him a week free of after school. Well, no, we're not really interested. Okay, cool, let's just do the martial arts and then we'll do the summer camp as well. Or if you hear no, and we've gotten so many freaking summer campers that come in. Riley and Haley, let's give them a hand, by the way. They're just calling people. Hey, let's go ahead and get you enrolled for summer camp. No? Why?
Yeah.
I don't really know. Exactly, you don't know. So sign up, quit being a loser. Don't do that part. But
Say it on your breath.
when you hear no, just think, okay, so what else can I offer them? They sign up for martial arts. Okay, thanks, have a nice day. Hey, little Johnny's gonna need his sparring equipment. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of now. Okay, awesome. Hey, also we have a parent night out that's coming up here. Sign up for that. Keep going until they tell you no. In that example, don't ask them why. You sign up for 12 things. A lot of times, the salesperson ends the sale, the person buying doesn't. And that's because you reached your mental quota of what you would have signed up for. It's very interesting. So, instead of just being like, oh, congratulations, you signed up. No, keep going. Ride the momentum train. Car dealerships do it. You buy the car, and then what do they start doing? Paint protected. They want this, unlimited oil changes.
Performance
this,
tires.
Performance tires. Hey, you already did this. Let's get the rubber interior. Let's get a truck bed. Let's get a truck liner. It's like boom, boom. You're like, you know what? I already spent 40 grand. Let's keep it going. They do that intentionally. Once you make the very first, where's Zach at?
Where's Zach?
They're gonna be getting him good when he gets those cars. So, think about that. Go for no. If they say no, okay. It does not hurt you.
Yeah.
And if you want to desensitize yourself really quick, every time you go and buy anything, ask for a discount. Start doing it, and eventually it won't bother you anymore.
I've done it like the last 3 times, and I've signed up summer camp, and they're coming in for the EMA.
How'd you win last night?
Most people are so scared to say
I'm
no, they
signing
limit
up for
themselves.
extra.
And if they would have said, no, I'm not interested, Mom would have been like, okay, cool. You can also say, why aren't you interested in the summer camp? Well, he usually stays with his grandma. I tell you what, let him try it out for the first week free, totally free for the very first week, because if they do the first week free, they're going to sign up for every other week. So you can also do that as well. There's been times where I said, how come? I don't know. They've literally said, I don't know. Well, exactly. That's the great news about the 30-day free trial is you get to experience it. How do you know if he doesn't like something until you try it? You know what? You're right. Let's sign him up. And then a lot of those people, I look back at the spreadsheet and they're like, yeah, they joined after the first class. I'm like, that's it. So if they say no, that doesn't mean no forever. That means not at this current time. Still add them to the friends and family group. Still communicate with them. Don't be like, you said no, unfriend.
That's what I did with Jacob and Sarah. Was it Holden?
Helton.
Helton. I added them to the group, and then they paid in full.
They did.
And there's so many people that will stay in your friends and family group for 6 to 8 months, and then randomly, hey, I got a new job, I need summer camp, or I need after school. They've been seeing your posts every day for 8 months. They're not gonna think about the why, they're thinking about the people that wear blue and green. So, let's completely switch gears, and I just want you guys to think about that. Today, I want everybody, whether you are with a coach, admin, martial art, it does not matter what, your goal every single day is to get 3 no's. Don't pull a Sean and ask for 3 no's like, oh, give me $2,000. How about 4,000? No, 5,000? All right, I'm going to sleep. It was a hard day in the office. 3 no's. Legitimately, the worst thing that can happen is they tell you no and you don't die. If you die, let me know. Actually, you won't be able to. I'll just know. 3 no's. Meet your no quota. Get 3 no's. If you see me leave the office, so I do it over the phone, but if I'm like, there was one day I messaged Dwayne and I said, hey, I didn't get a single no today. He's like, how many dials did you make? And I was like, 42. And he's like, how many yeses did you get? I was like 11. And he's like, okay, awesome. But if I would have said, and this is how my brain worked, I would make 3 summer camp sales by 9:30 a.m. I'd be like, all right, I don't have to do anything for the rest of the day, that's done. That's where people get trapped. I did 3 signups. You know what? I'm gonna go hang out. I joined 3 people, let's just go hang out. But if you have to get 3 no's, it does not matter if you get 67 signups. You got to get your 3 no's. And then, I didn't get all 3 of my no's today. How many dials did you make? How many conversations did you start? I talked to 42 people today. How many said yes? 30. Well, you kind of failed backwards, but
Failed
that's what you want to go for. So think about that. Haley's in college. go for no. Ask for a discount. I don't like figure it out. Go to Chipotle and be like, hey, do you guys have a discount? No. And sometimes they're like, are you military?
Tell her to
Nope.
ask somebody to help clean her house.
Are you this? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, and like just ask people, hey, could you do X, Y, and Z for me? I won't be able to. Oh, how come?
Because I've never been asked before.
Yeah, I've never been asked before. Well, congratulations. You were just asked today. So that's what I want you guys. So meet your no quota, 3 no's a day, and go for it. You'd be surprised. And if they do tell you no, ask why. And just remember, that doesn't mean no. It does not mean no. They tell you no, but it does not mean no forever. 6 months, it can turn into a yes. So just remember that. Now let's do topic 3. Let's jump straight into the Valentine's Parent Night Out that we got coming up and what the purpose is. So the purpose of the Valentine's Parent Night Out is lead generation. Obviously the kids are gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But here's what we're gonna do. Mom and pops will charge $50 for, I saw somebody in the success team group that just joined. They said that they're gonna charge $35 for their parent night out. Enjoy 4 kids. If you have 2 kids, you're gonna pay $70? Well, if you think of the factor of how much it costs to do a babysitter and blah, blah, blah. If somebody said, oh, the parent night out, $70, I'd say, enjoy. I'd rather be home with my kids. But we are gonna offer the Valentine's Parent Night Out for $10. Now this does not include pizza and everything. I'll show you exactly how we recoup the investment and everything. Valentine's Parent Night Out is only $10. Parents still will be like, $10, I got 2 kids, that's $20. And they think about money, 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 money. You have to add the value behind it. It's $10 from 6 to 10 p.m. and they get prizes, games, activities. You're essentially paying $2 an hour for a babysitter and your kid is gonna have the best time ever. And a lot of them will be like, you know, that is right. They don't think about that. They think $10 and they're thinking $10 for my kid to come here. That's all they're thinking. But when you add that value, you're literally paying $2 an hour for the best babysitter in the world, and your kid gets to do games, there's a contest, we do this, he gets to do martial arts, he gets to make new friends, blah, 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 and you guys get to go out on a romantic dinner or whatever, have a good time, or just stay at the house and enjoy. How's that gonna feel? Use persuasive language. Hey, if you wanna sign up for our parents' night out, it's right here. No. Hey guys, like legitimately, this is what you need to start doing. Directors that are at the front and coaches, pay attention to this, because coaches, your job is to hype the little kid up, so as soon as the little kid sees mom, parent night out, the director's standing here like this with a clipboard. Admins, every single phone call that you have today, what time's the class? It's at 5 o'clock p.m. Oh, by the way, while I have you, let's go ahead and sign you up for the Valentine's Parent Night Out. Instead of a dumb question, which some of them are, turn a dumb question into a sign up. What time is class tonight? It's at 6 p.m. Hey, by the way, while I have you, where's little Johnny going to summer camp? Oh, he's already signed up with you. Fantastic. Good thing, because I was about to get you again. That's always what I tell people. He doesn't know yet. Well, fantastic. Let's go ahead and set you up with a tour because we're almost sold out and I want little Johnny to have a space before we allow access to the public. Boom, set him up. Tour, tour, tour. You'd be surprised how many dumb questions will turn into a really good sale. So just think about that. This is the clipboard for the sign up for the Valentine's Parent Night Out. When dad or mom comes to pick up their kid, yeah, the sign up sheet's right there, or sign out sheet. Yeah, awesome. Hey, and do me a favor and go ahead and sign up for this. And I'll literally hand it to them. Whoa, and they'll do this. What's this? And I will literally, let me borrow the pen real quick. I will put a pen in their hand. I've done this. Shelby says it's weird. So I'll be like, oh yeah, sign up for this, and I'll just do this. Yeah, just right here. And just go ahead and sign that. And they'll do it. Okay. I haven't had somebody try to.
Johnny, you want to do this?
Yeah. And that's what they'll do. Colton just talked to little Johnny. Do you want to do the parent night? Yeah, because it's going to be this, it's going to be this. Okay. That's how you use that dopamine. With the clipboard though, don't just have it like this. Oh yeah, then you go sign up for the stuff that we got going on. And they're like, There's 12 clipboards. Whatever the most important thing is, Valentine's Parent Night Out, be like, hey, yeah, go ahead and sign up this. Little Johnny just signed up for it. And then they'll just start signing up. When you hand them the clipboard, they will take the clipboard. If you leave the clipboard, they'll just act like they're signing. Watch the parents. Sometimes they'll act like they're signing, especially the dads, because they want to check with the wife first. They'll be like, all right, Johnny, let's go. I'm like, I saw you. You didn't put your name on it. So hand them the clipboard. What's the worst case that happens? Oh, no, we're not interested. No worries. Have you signed up for summer camp yet? It's a conveyor belt. You just keep going. You're not selling the kids drugs. So don't feel bad.
You're selling the parents drugs.
You're selling the parents drugs. No, you're trying to get the child enrolled. So that's a little tip for you. Try that today and watch how good that works. That's a good way for you guys to get your nose. $10 a person. But if you bring your friend that's not a sibling, just to fix that right there, can he bring his brother? Oh, he can, but that's $20. So now if you bring 2 friends, it's free. Sibling does not count as a friend. So $10 a kid, but see, she's about to sell somebody right now. Get him in that Valentine's Parent Night Out. Get him, Riley.
Summer camp, next year's after school, karate.
I was gonna come back, but we're sold out with 1 kid. So $10. They bring a friend, they're free. Really specify that and let them know. Then when they come in, they're gonna get the emails, and it does not include pizza, does not include the pizza party. Don't say that it includes pizza, talk about the pizza party. He said there's a difference. If you say 2 slices of pizza versus a pizza party, it completely changes what's going on in their head. Hey, do you wanna sign up? You get 2 slices of pizza and cookies. Hey, does little Johnny also wanna do the pizza party? Watch the kid's face when you use the term pizza party versus 2 slices of pizza. Think of the difference. Envision it in your mind right now. Think of 2 slices of pizza and Oreos. Now envision pizza party. You're probably you're thinking of multiple kids,
20
party
hats.
hats. There's a whole difference.
So a great example for that is, do you guys remember when all of us were younger and they would have fundraisers for school? Well, if your class was in the top whatever, you guys would have a pizza party and everyone would freak out.
Yeah.
But it's the same crappy pizza you
Your
can get
slice looked like
anywhere
this?
else, but you get so much more. Yes,
Your
it's 2
slice
bites.
literally looked like that. It was like half of a quarter.
Yeah, it's from Pizza Hut.
It was a breadstick
Terrible.
with no sauce on it.
But everyone would just freak out.
Lose your mind.
You'd go to all the doors to try and sell the most crap that they would have you
Generic
sell.
candy
It's
bars.
the fact that you get the
It's the fact
pizza
that you
party,
want.
and you can look at all the other people. You can see that 1 box of pizza, 1 small Papa John's that's supposed to feed 48 kids come in, and you can see all the other kids like looking, and you're walking in line. I remember doing it. I remember walking in line like this. I'd sit down at the lunch table.
So how much is the pizza party?
Huh?
6.
$6.
Oh, sorry.
So it's
It's 16.
It's just what we do for after school.
10 for entry, 6
here's the
for
great
pizza
thing.
party.
You are going to recoup so much money because you're using the term pizza party. The $10 does not include that. So if you bring a friend, they just essentially have to pay for the pizza party. And then they get dinner. Where else are you going to find dinner for a kid for $7 or for $6?
So we
And
changed
all
it-
that.
Change it 6 to 10, 9, 9, 5 to 9.
6 to 10, especially for the Valentine's Parent Night Out.
Okay.
Because a lot of parents, they do dinner plans 7, 8, or 9, and you don't want them to rush to come back at 9.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Plus, it's Valentine's, so
every
usually Dad has extracurricular activities
restaurant-
planned. Yeah, they're thinking dinner at 6:30.
No, every restaurant.
Call of
The
Duty?
drive home. They're
Xbox.
trying to factor in everything else, and then you get a new after schooler in about 5 years. So you're investing in the future. This Valentine's Parent Night Out can turn into a new after schooler in about 5 years.
And plus that weekend, that's the busiest restaurant weekend.
Yeah.
That is the
February
busiest.
You also,
And that's.
here's the sales approach that I'm gonna have with it. I'm gonna do the clipboard thing, and I'm gonna be like, Sean, go ahead and sign up this, and I'm explaining this, and I'm gonna say, oh, Sean, by the way, brownie points, go ahead and schedule your dinner reservations right now. You can do that, get the dad on the side. I'm telling you right now,
Sebastian.
watch what happens. Be like, go ahead and schedule your reservations now, you can thank me later. If you haven't scheduled your Valentine's reservations, get on it, Riley. Tell him.
Okay.
I would just send a text and say, hey, you know Valentine's Day's coming up.
Good.
And he's probably like, oh God, she wants me to propose.
Or go ahead and get your spot and chicken.
Go ahead and give me
Go for
Jason's
no.
number.
Go for no, Riley.
Get your line, get your
My ring finger's really sore today. It's not used to having weight on it. All right, so let's also talk about the flyer. So we talked about the flyer and parent education, and just go for no. Just ask people. Get as many signups. My mom's going to have all of the flyers, the Valentine's Parent Night Outs, go into everybody's backpacks. We're going to blast the schools. It's going to be at the Busy Street location because of the amount of people that we're expecting. There's going to be a lot of people at this event, and it's going to probably be everybody that's on deck. I'm expecting a lot of people. So there's going to be Valentine's crafts, all that good stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. The flyer explains it all. But legitimately go for no. Every call that you have, every conversation you have, summer camp, Valentine's Parent Night Out. I'm already signed up for summer camp. Fantastic. Let's get them a head start. Let's get them signed up for the Valentine's Parent Night Out. The head start don't even have to make sense. When a parent hears head start in their child, they immediately opt for it. That's it. Just say, hey, let's go ahead and get them a head start. Let's get them signed up for the Parent Night Out as well. You guys will love it.
Hey, I do have a question.
Freaking works like a charm. They're like, oh, you're right. I do need a head start.
Every tour I use it.
I have a question on payment.
Yeah.
Like last night, a lady from the EMA stuff wanted to sign up, but she didn't want to use that card that she had on that, but then she didn't want to fill out a new card because she didn't want to start charging on that.
Tell them to call the
I
admin.
told her to call the admin.
Yeah.
And just do it probably over the phone and pay the $10.
That's the best bet. Just have them call one of the admins,
That's what I told her.
and that's the best bet if they're doing all
I
that
don't
stuff.
want to get two cards going and then.
Yeah, and Riley and Haley, there you are. If you guys can make one of you guys can make a spreadsheet to track the Valentine's Parent Night Outs, we're gonna have it done. What's up, Zachary? Give
What's up,
Zachary a
Zach?
hand. You did make it.
Yeah, barely.
See, I'm proud of you. Actually, you should be proud of yourself. All right.
There you go.
All right, so the main purpose of the Valentine's Parent Night Out is, like it's going to be a good thing. The parents can leave their kids with somebody that's trustworthy. It's going to keep the kids going, having a good time. But you guys have the ability, if they bring a friend, most of the time they have best friends that go to the same elementary school, summer camp, after school, martial arts. So it's a big lead generation event that is going to work if we make it work. So with that being said, get as many people that are signed up for that. If you can really focus on the 5 and 6 and 7-year-olds, that's really good. Try to limit 11 and 12-year-olds unless you know who they are.
Or
You
if
don't
it's
want to
civil.
fill up the program with a bunch of 11 and 12-year-olds that are not experienced with your culture yet, because it's going to be a little bit more difficult. 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, that's awesome because they're young, they don't understand what's going on. That's perfect. Doesn't mean you can't have 11 and 12-year-olds, but just think about it. If you sign up a 12-year-old, they're already pretty much like right at the age out process. Get them 5-year-olds in there. 5, 6, and 7, even better. 13, no. 4, absolutely not. Legally, we cannot have 4-year-olds in the after-school and summer camp program. So if somebody asks you,
You can if they start
If
school
they
that
start
year.
school that
if they start school, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I had somebody say, he just turned 4, is he able to do it? And I'm like, no.
No.
Yeah.
I
So,
He's starting pre-K.
and just say it's actually illegal unless they are starting blah, 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 blah. They're like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
They have to start
Plus,
school.
you don't want a bunch of 4-year-olds running around at a parent night out.
Oh, God.
You're going to have one coach assigned to 2 4-year-olds, and it's not going to be bueno. You also don't want a bunch of 12-year-olds in there because they're ruining the culture, calling kids names and picking on some kids, and you got to explain that. So you want that like in between. Unless you know the kid. Like if you know the 11 or 12-year-old, they've been a part of the program, they understand the culture, it will go in fine. So cool. Now, let's go over what are we doing great.
Signing
Oh.
people up.
Going for no.
Yeah, going for no, signing people up. Yeah, so the operations are doing fantastic, honestly. So that's a big plus. What else are we doing great?
I want to commend Shelby. She has got a 100% close rate.
Yeah, right now Shelby legitimately has a 100% close rate.
Rocking it.
We're gonna see if we can break that. We're gonna see if we can break that system. Anything else that we're doing great? That's it? Just 2
In
things?
3 months, if we
And
keep on track, we're gonna be sold out on everything
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
all 3 locations.
Yeah, so I was sitting in the little office
And Dwayne
at Busy Street
figured
looking
it
out
before us.
We have, this month so far, we have 6 new after-schoolers that have already started at Busy Street.
In the middle of the school year.
Yeah.
In the middle of
Yeah.
the school year, when
Yeah.
people aren't supposed to
And
sign up.
Dwayne said this is a slow time right now.
So we've been sending him pictures of like the boards and all the signups, and he said, I just want you guys to understand right now, there are so many schools that are like, we can't get leads, we have no signups, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Is there a magic Facebook ad we can launch? And he's like, no. Like if you're doing the system correctly, it all comes in together. You don't want just one awesome Facebook ad that's bringing in 3 people. You want Facebook ads launched. You want Google ads that are launched. He said there's 60 marketing strategies. If all those strategies you have going at the same time, and only 1 kid a year joins, he said that is extremely rare. He said that's 60 new after schoolers. He said you just do that for 1.25 years and you're sold out at that location.
That bingo event. That
Oh,
bingo
yeah.
event.
That bingo event,
Wow.
Yeah.
we got 6
Incredible.
tours for after school and 2 have already legitimately joined. Except
Yeah.
Pilar.
That was awesome.
We've been having fun with that one. But yeah, good job. Is there anything 1% improvements that we can actually fix? And I also want to commend everybody. The team chat is going really good, and remember when you guys post in there, you're motivating everybody else. I do want to say though, make sure your goals are legit. Don't just put something to fill in the number. We got reprimanded for that. Because I'd be like, number 1, complete my daily habits checklist, which I do, and that's important. Do sales calls, do this. And he's like, congratulations, those goals suck. I was like, oh, okay, appreciate it. He said, you want to have measurable goals that are going to help you. He said, if I just say, try my best today, which shouldn't you be trying your best every day? Like, just by being alive?
What does try your best look like?
What is that? Workout. What does that mean? He said, be intentional. Like, I saw Colton actually put his goal that he wants to break today in the gym. Have you already gone to the gym yet?
No, yeah.
No. So yeah, you will do it, and then you can message me and say you did it. And if you don't do it, just don't message me. So, no, you definitely will. But you want to post. Don't be like, go to gym. No. Go to the gym, break my record by XYZ on XYZ. Goal number 2. Get 3 no's. I want to by promoting the Valentine's Parent Night Out.
Be specific.
Do this. Because this. Don't just say, go to gym. Go to the gym, train back in biceps, up my PR by XYZ, and blah, blah, blah. Like, make them legit. And don't say, try to do. Like, I say, try to be positive. Try, by the way, is a cop-out for saying no. I'll try to be there. There's no try. Like, legitimately, Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try. It's from Star Wars, and it's a legit quote. You either do it or you don't. Try means you're not going to do it. I'm going to try to eat healthy today. Well, congratulations, you're going to eat healthy for the first meal, and then you're going to derail in the last 3. I will eat healthy today. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Boom. I will do this. Boom, boom, boom. I will do this. Boom, boom, boom. He said that is how you have measurable goals, and then be honest. Don't say PM debrief, everything
All
done.
these dents.
Number 1, check. Number 2, check, but it was hard eating a healthy dinner. Number 3, blah, blah, blah. He said that's how you grow. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm crushing all my goals, and be like, really? Well, then why are you still 500 pounds? He literally called out Robert Blum because obviously he has not lost a pound. He's going to the gym every day.
Is he working out?
Newsflash, if you're going to the gym every day and you're getting bigger, something's wrong. He's just taking a selfie in the gym. Back in biceps today. Was that from opening the door and taking the picture? Is that back in biceps? That one row?
Was that the guy on stage?
No, if he was on stage, that thing would have come down.
Manny
was a big
Cabrera
guy.
almost
That
broke
That was
the
Manny
chair.
Cabrera. This guy's twice. He looked like he ate him.
Actually, fun fact, they had to throw away that chair.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How did you know that?
Because we were working the
Working
event.
the event.
We're working the event.
Oh, are you serious?
That memory
Yeah,
foam
he
lost
did.
all its memory.
Y'all didn't tell me that.
Oh, I didn't think that.
Yeah, all
He
Alzheimer's.
disintegrated the foam in the package.
The
I'm not
metal,
happy.
like you know how it's like this.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's
saw
like
the way
a
he looked at it
rectangle.
when he went-
The metal was bent, so they had to throw it away.
He bent
Is it gonna work or not?
bent it, Lewis.
And how
Bent.
long was he sitting up there? 5 minutes?
Well, it was 5
Because we were part of the event team, so we're going back, and I'm like, hey,
I
Will,
was ready to go.
I don't think you can sit on this no more. And he's like, let's look at it. And the metal is like this. And he's like, yeah, let's throw that one away.
Oh, wow.
too big.
Yeah, I don't think that was Lauren that did that.
No.
Look backwards and hurt himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Maybe Dwayne's buns is
Now,
steel. but-
now if you're bending stuff because you're just jacked, that's different. But you got to
Could
be
you
real.
imagine if it broke on stage?
So
I
that was a
think we're worried
legitimate.
about it.
By the way,
I was
Lewis
scared. I
Lewis
was
brought that up.
Nervous for him.
That was a legitimate concern that
Yeah.
we were in their team chat. That was a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
Like there was action steps that were
Did
being
they
thought out.
bring them chairs? Were they?
Yes, their max
Yeah.
weight is 450.
Yeah.
Well, that guy was at
Well,
least
he
5.
wasn't.
No, he was at least
Five
I think he was
plus.
over
Oh,
450.
he was 5
Oh,
plus.
yes, his legs were this big.
Oh,
Yeah,
his
that was a
legs.
legit team discussion.
I would say.
With a battle
He
plan.
was
Or
5
they
plus.
need,
yes.
they need strong, bigger chairs.
Or you need smaller clients. But
They're always gonna have.
Well, remember, our
some-
chairs out there were 250 plus.
yeah,
and
we
they
had
folded them
we had a
like-
dude that
we
looked
were
like Bubble
smoking.
Bass that was blowing them chairs up.
We
We're
literally-
losing a chair a class.
And every time I saw the same guy
Big
come
And
in,
we
chungus.
I
can't
was like-
financially recover from this, y'all. We're losing a $40 chair every night.
Every night. It was the same
We're in the
guy.
negative. Our
Same
quarter's
guy.
dropping.
You
Every time I-
think if you break one chair, you wouldn't keep
Yeah.
sitting in
Every
it.
time I saw him.
That's
come
when you
in,
just say,
I was
hey, you
seeing
know we love you,
dollar
right?
signs.
You got to wait in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
We'll let
bring
you
your own
sit.
chair.
Yeah. Or bring your Living XL
That's why we went bench.
NASA grade steel
Wood-
titanium
wood-
chair.
I did tell everybody with him there, a lady complained, hey, you need more chairs. I know, but they're
We
breaking.
would, but that guy,
They're breaking, and we're doing our best. We're gonna get some guys.
Nicky
to-
Smalls over
Oh,
there.
every
Like,
night.
you should have had a foam finger.
Every night I was
Yeah, we
going.
would spend. That was $800, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all gone.
And they went in a week. They were gone in
Yeah.
a week.
$800 worth of chairs gone in a week and a
Hey,
half.
Doug, you can make an announcement why Haley and Riley here. Rockets, make sure they're 4 years old.
Oh yeah.
Okay, then we need to fix that on the.
Yeah, there's an
Been
ad that says-
advertising
Yeah.
3-year-old.
Yeah, I know.
Time.
Well, worst case, how old's your child?
So if they come in and they say that they're 3, put them on a waiting list and
Yeah.
then call them in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just think, oh
They
yeah,
gotta
we're
do
actually,
4.
and that's another thing too. Like you're, and this is with everybody. Choose language that's going to help you.
Could you tell them you're building a waiting list of the 3?
No, so I would say, listen to the language patterns with A, B, and C. A, hey, yeah, we don't offer that program. B, we're gonna build a waiting list to start that program. Or C, that program is currently already sold out. I can add you to the waiting list. There's a big difference. And then you can also go for no and sign. Does he have any brothers or sisters? Yeah, he's got a 6-year-old brother. Awesome. Where does he go to summer camp? Like just dive straight in there. But yeah, so if they're say they're 3, be like, yeah, no problem. That program's currently sold out. Let's go ahead and add you guys to the waiting list, and I can reach out to you in about 6 months. And they're like, oh, okay. And believe it or not, when you call them and you're like, hey, it's Coach Riley over at Blast. Hey, we just had a spot open up. Let's go ahead and get you guys enrolled. I promise you, the reason they contact you is because they want to join with you. You will be able to close that sale. That's kind of like saying no, but compromise or getting it later. Another thing, like use oh yeah, we're actually sold out with that. XYZ. Yeah, that's good. Do we have any questions before we move on? And I'll catch you up a little bit on everything.
Oh, 1%.
Yeah, 1%. Is there anything we can do to improve by 1%?
I always have to list to the busters faster.
Yeah.
I mean, just because.
For the admins, let us know if as soon as possible about the bus list. Because we need to know to charge these people, because I think there's a lot of families like that we need to be charging these late fees. They need to be letting us know 2 hours before. We understand if it's like a crazy emergency and like, hey, we're caught in traffic, XYZ. That's different. But if like people are just like, hey, 5 minutes after school lets out, oh, by the way, I picked them up an hour ago.
Yeah.
No.
That puts everybody in
Yeah.
panic.
One warning, and then it's a $25 charge,
And
straight
like
up.
I told
Because that's
Riley
ridiculous.
before.
You're sitting there waiting for people, and you're like, where's he at? And then
Yeah.
ding.
And I've got
Oh,
one
by the way, we
calling
picked him up an
me,
hour
one
ago.
telling me
Well, we're in the school trying to find a kid.
Yeah, it's all
Add
free.
People like-
the warning to the notes.
Yeah.
And before you
Yeah,
charge
that's
someone.
what I need to do.
Yeah. So add them to the notes. I know Haley's been doing it.
But also,
I've
if they're
seen
sick one day, more than likely they're not going to school the next day, so somehow we can relate it to the parent to let us know.
They still need to let us know on a daily basis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, they need to let us know.
Or if they know for sure what days they'll
And
be
a lot
out.
of parents they don't understand it until they understand it. If you just say, hey, you need to let us know, they're thinking, what's the big deal? I picked up my kid, it's not a big deal. They don't understand what's happening, but you're like, hey, because we're not allowed to leave. There's been times where
You're holding
teachers
up
have
the
forgot
bus.
kids and we have to bring everybody in there. We have to locate the kid. We're not leaving until we have your child or you let us know that they're not coming. So when you explain that, you'll literally see them do, oh, okay, that makes sense. But if not, they'll create this story in their head and be like, well, why can't we just do this? Why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? It's kind of like if you see, like Bobby will probably tell you, if you see people go into a restaurant and half the restaurant's empty and then there's like 6 tables, well, there's probably one waitress that's handling 6 tables. There's open seats all over here. Well, yeah, but there's one waitress.
Is any of this explained when they sign up?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's all on the.
They read it. It's in the welcome packet.
No,
It's,
I don't mean like written, because a lot of times people just glance over.
Oh,
it.
no,
that's
in
their
the
I
tour
mean,
like
it's mentioned.
Yeah.
explain,
I
like,
make
yeah.
it
by the
very
way-
clear to my children.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
they know.
we tell
They
them,
all know.
and people just,
They hear what
They don't think it's a big deal.
They blow it.
yeah, they don't think it's a big deal until
Until
you
they get charged.
re-emphasize it.
Yeah,
So
until
you
they
leave
get
their
charged.
kid at school, then it's a big deal.
And then
Yeah. So like,
Haley, can you type that message?
but yeah, no, that's a good one. Any other 1% improvements? Oh, we're good? Sweet. But yeah, everything's going good. Just a quick recap before we end. Oh, we're 10 minutes behind. Or 10 minutes ahead. Or behind.
Behind.
Behind ahead. Ahead behind. So just think, topic 1 was identifying your top 5. Just in a quick summary, eliminate people that don't want to see you grow. You either win
Warning.
and they win,
They don't let us know.
or you win, the people that don't want to follow you lose, or the worst thing that could happen, you lose, and essentially the people that are telling you that you weren't going to amount to whatever you want to do, they're the winners. Or, like Lewis brought up at the end, you lose, and then they end up losing themselves because they have a change of heart, but it's too late. There's a lot of times where you see grandpa or dad on his deathbed, and he's like, I should have done X, Y, and Z more. And then that's it. So you don't want to have that issue. How about you win, and the people that want you to win as well? Let's do that. Topic 2 is go for no.
No.
No doesn't hurt you. Just keep going in it. Get as many no's as you can. 3 no's a day for everybody. And then we're going to debrief about our no's. Make sure that your goals are legit. Don't just put something to put something, because I'm going to start calling y'all out. And I'm not doing it because I'm mean. I'm just going to start doing it because you guys all have potential and talent, and it's absolutely useless if you're just putting random crap on there. And 3, the Valentine's Parent Night Out. Let's get this thing
okay,
sold out.
Haley?
Man, Haley got so excited the phone fell.
Even
But
knocked
cool.
her phone over.
All right, guys, everybody's doing good. Let's do the chants that we're going to exit. We are
The best!
sucked. We are
The best!
We never
Give up!
Hard work.
Pays off!
Good job,
What's
guys.
Bobby's football voice?
Bobby needs a dance.
It was
now.
the answer. She's
Oh,
fine.
gosh.
Thank God.
I'll make another video.
Yeah, round 2.
Bye, Haley.
I need